appreciate and celebrate each other's achievements. Conflicts can be easily resolved in such settings as it is not ruled by individual egos. They have opportunities to engage with their friends, interact at various levels, express their knowledge, as well as learn from their peers. There is no space for feelings of envy or competition in such an atmosphere. There is mutual cooperation, collaboration, love, and support. We often see children willingly helping another child to tie their apron string, to wind up before lunch, to clean spills. Children set up lunch table and snack tables for everybody in the community. And there is no work that belongs to one child. When a child washes hands, the wet hand towel and drying cloth go to the laundry basket. The cloths are then washed by another child, folded and put back on the shelf by another. They work in unison, yet by themselves. Most of the time, young children do not consider these acts as service done to others. They do not expect praise or approval from anybody for these acts. Experiences in the casa lead children to develop self-discipline, ability to sustain their interest in work. They are capable of making constructive choices. They are driven by the inner forces. As children follow these directives, as they choose and sustain in their chosen work, their will is strengthened. The impulsivity in their action reduces as they begin exhibiting careful movements, respect for their peers and the environment. This will be evident when we can see children patiently waiting for their turn, when they deliberately move chowkis without making noise, when they wind up and return their work neatly back on the shelf. These are ways in which children reveal their inner strength and direction. When they are offered opportunities to self-regulate their learning, we can see the emergence of responsible behavior towards their work and their environment. A Montessori community is all about living with each other. It has a group of children who share the same space, fulfilling their needs, and at the same time looking after others in the community. Children learn to accept and tolerate another human being as who they are, not trying to change or correct them to correspond to their liking. A casa gives young children an opportunity to diversify their social interactions and thereby adapt to a larger world in the company of peers and adults who support their needs. The grace and courtesy activities offered in the casa are opportunities for children to practice the norms of the society. They help children to enhance their social relationships. No adults needs to remind children of socially appropriate behavior. They rather spontaneously display it in their acts as they live a socially rich life in the casa all the time. Seeds for global citizenship is sown early in life in the Montessori environment. By living in such an atmosphere, children subconsciously develop a sense of social spirit. Montessori calls this social cohesion. According to Montessori, children who are at this stage begin putting the needs of the group first and strive for the success of collective work. Montessori uses the analogy of spinning cloth to state this idea. The quality of yarn is important for better quality of material to be woven. Spinning involves two frames with hooks on them. Threads are tightly stretched and are held by hooks on the frame. These threads are not a piece of cloth yet, but we know that these are important to form a piece of cloth. Then a shuttle with thread passes through this rigidly laid warp. The thread in the shuttle joins and fixes the thread in the warp. It binds them solidly together. Montessori likens this process to the organized society of humans. Individuals are like threads in the warp, staying alone, doing what they do. The shuttle is the rules and laws in the society. Once the process is over, the individuals understand and are bound by good governance and rules. They begin acting in harmony, showing solidarity. Then, if the cloth is taken off the hooks, it does not unravel. there is a beautiful piece of cloth that has its own purpose. The Montessori environment is like the shuttle that weaves all the children together to form a social unit. Children who have gained the ability to care for themselves and others, who have laid a strong foundation of their personality, are like the individual threads stretched across the frames. The shuttle has the vital components like mixed stages, materials that allow children to act upon them freely, and the rules in the environment. All these help children to be ready to serve their community and find their role in the human fabric. By 6, children adapt to their immediate environment, develop a sense of belonging to the community, and realize their responsibilities towards it. This is the foundation that is laid towards citizenship. The growing children moving on to the next plane of development need to orient themselves to the wider world of human beings. They need nourishment for their intellectual hunger. These children are getting ready to live in a social context, adapting to the world and the greater human culture. As they enter the elementary environment, they get opportunities to practice all social norms that have been absorbed and consolidated in the first plane. Children are presented the universe with all its intricacies. They get an opportunity to understand how they are related to the rest of the humanity and universe. Elementary children are presented with stories through which they understand the world. In the cosmic tales that we tell them, the characteristics of natural elements like rocks, minerals, air, water, and sun are offered in a dramatic way. Through these stories, they get to understand how the elements work together and in order. They get to hear stories about human beings who lived from time immemorial on this planet, about people living in different geographical areas, different climates, and time zones. The stories are about how humans live together, solve problems, meet their fundamental needs with a mind that thinks, heart that loves, and hands that work. The children in the second plane look upon humanity and the people who came before us as their heroes, inspired by all the good things people have done. They have feelings of gratitude and love for people who walked on this planet long before us, for people they cannot see and interact. They aspire to become a part of the society where such people lived. All these stories stimulate the minds of the children, their imagination, intellect, and emotions, and help them to understand the interconnectedness of the universe. The idea of service that underlies all these stories appeal to these children. Children who understand the idea of cosmic task also start thinking about their cosmic task. According to Montessori, children of the second plane are often driven by a herd instinct, where they enjoy collaborating and working with their group. Groups that focus on the outdoor and on honorable principles of distinguishing right from wrong, like the Scouts and Guides movement, are the ideal kind of experiences for the 6 to 12-year-olds. These provide children opportunities for cooperation and collaboration. There are rules that these children willingly follow. As they work in groups, the children learn the art of collaborating with each other, divide responsibilities, and work together with a final task as the goal. In the process, they solve problems that arise peacefully. They are on their way to becoming global citizens. As this robust, open child grows, the social newborn, as Montessori refers to an adolescent, emerges. The adolescent seeks to find their place in the social environment. The constant questions the adolescents ask themselves are, who am I in this society? What is my place? And how can I serve others? The need of these young individuals is to understand the society and find their place in it. They look for possibilities of contributing to their social group. Montessori acknowledges the great physiological and psychological changes happening within these children and calls them Erdkinder. She recommends a life in the country for these children as the open space, sunlight, and a healthy diet would nourish their body and soul. They learn to coexist peacefully with each other and the planet. As they begin fulfilling their responsibilities, the adolescents begin contributing towards their group, participating in the social life. They begin moving towards what Montessori calls as valorization of personality, where they feel capable and worthy. The experiences of children from birth as they go through successive planes of development, when helped and supported in the right way, leads them towards gaining emotional equilibrium and an understanding of the society and the world around them. It is a thoughtfully prepared environment that can lead children towards this. An environment prepared keeping in mind the needs of children will propel them to move forward. It will support them towards their journey to participate in human life and to see the world, connect with it with joy in their hearts and minds. When children receive opportunities to connect to their world at each stage of development, they fall in love with all the things and people they know and do not know. They develop a sense of intimacy with themselves, their peers, and the world they have inherited. This selfless love is something that can be created only by humanity. This love that comes with goodness and purity will give these individuals the strength to look for the stars when everything looks bleak. This strength will help them to rise above hardships and move on with the same spirit of love. As I was writing this, I was reminded of the inspiring lines of the great Tamil poet Subramanya Bharatiyar. In his poem called Olipadaitha Kanninai, he invites youth with certain special qualities to stand in the front, lead, and serve the world. He invites young people with eyes slit brightly, a strong heart, and gleeful words, with strong shoulders and a clear mind. He finishes the poem by saying that such an individual with immense love and inner strength will be like a ray of hope and sunshine in a dark world. They will be the future and hope. And Montessori says that the children who have received the finest environment that supports their self-construction may not thank us directly, that these children grow up to be adults who will rectify all the errors that make our environment sick. If there has to be no wars, no discrimination amongst humans, no silencing of the weak, we need warriors. Warriors who would fight a peaceful war against these forces of oppression. She calls such an adult the new man. The new man will work for self-fulfillment, social harmony with love and responsibility, having a clear idea of their role within a group. Their love and respect will eventually move beyond one group towards the whole of humanity. They look upon others in their community with empathy and understand them with compassion. They can fearlessly fight for the rights of the downtrodden. Such an independent, confident, self-reliant social being can take care of themselves as well as others. These individuals are Montessori's vision come true. All of us as educators, as adults in the lives of children, must remember that by consciously preparing sustaining environments that uphold the principles of peace and love, we are contributing towards the betterment of humanity. Peace can be achieved only through selfless love that demands and expects nothing. It considers the needs of others and satisfies them not for any external reward or recognition, but because it is the right thing to do. This can be created only by humanity. The seeds that we sow and nurture in our environments will grow and bind humanity together. That will be the day when Montessori's dream of the world being a single nation will come true. And with that, I conclude my speech. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you, thank you, Ramya, for highlighting once again the importance of our work with children, reminding us the essential role that we play in the child's life, helping them shape their personalities to become responsible citizens of the world by supporting their innate powers and their love for their environment. The weaving example cited by you brought home the idea of social cohesion, which lays the foundation for them to become global citizens. The importance of the environment came through so clearly. I remember our trainer, Ms. Zareen Malwa, always used to tell us, it's never the child, it's always the adult, it's always the environment. And I think somewhere that has become the theme of this conference, where every speaker has come down to that part saying that it's only the environment that needs to be changed, whether it's the indoor environment or the outdoor environment. No snake bites, no butterflies, no dragons are out there to harm our children. We are there to harm our children. So the change and transformation needs to come here within us. Thank you, Ramya, for reminding that once again. To give us the vote of thanks, I would invite Kavya Chandrasekhar to come up to the stage. Kavya, she wears a... She wears many hats, she plays many roles. She is the Executive Director of the Montessori Institute of Bangalore. She runs the Montessori school, the Kriyasthala. And to add it all, she's also a trainer of training to do in the birth to 3 level. Lots of hats.
Yes, many hats, just because I enjoy it and I'm passionate about it. Namaste, everyone. Montessori work in Bangalore, especially around the primary, that's the 2.5 to 6 years, began over 4 decades ago. As an organizing committee, we want to acknowledge the work of many people who laid a solid foundation for this work. Innumerable people associated with Association Montessori International and not associated have laid the foundation for this work. They have been able to gather momentum so that Montessori reaches every city, every town and village in Karnataka.